Good morning, everyone. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com with your morning market outlook for Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Well, yesterday we were looking at a market that sold off sharply and quickly reversed. Now, yesterday we were looking at the average true range, and we noticed that in the pre-market we were trading within that range, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. The Dow was down at its worst time of the day. It was down 587 points, so within the normal range. Now, with that big down move yesterday, the average true range has expanded a bit. And today, we're looking at a market that is currently trading out of bounds. We've got the Dow down over 700 points. Now, it has been down more than that overnight. And so the market is looking pretty healthy compared to what it looked like earlier in the morning. So we are looking for some selling at the open on Tuesday morning. Now, yesterday's big market activity gave us a lot of bullish reversal signals. Here's the U.S. banking sector. What didn't happen was we didn't close above the previous day's high. So yesterday's low is a big line in the sand. It looks like the market wants to go down and retest that or break it this morning. Notice that the U.S. banks started trading below the low that we saw back in December, and the next big targets to the downside is going to take us back into where we were trading back in November. So the market is continuing to weaken here. Yes, there was a big reversal day yesterday, but that didn't make up any major ground, and we're seeing that all of that is being undone in the pre-market on Tuesday morning. Now, the VIX spiked yesterday. It was up for the NASDAQ. It was up for the Russell 2000. We hit 25 for the VIX for the S&P 500 yesterday. And of course, we'll be watching to see when it reverses if we start breaking down below the major moving averages. And we're certainly not expecting that to happen on Tuesday. Now, as the market starts to break down, you're going to hear people talking about the major moving averages. We have our own price targets, and if we look at NASDAQ 100, you can see we recently found support down here at 593.75. If that breaks, then 585.94 is going to be our next target to the downside. Now, a lot of people are watching the moving averages, and the NASDAQ has broken down below the 100-day moving average, heading towards the 200-day moving average, which is currently around 585. And what do you know? That is the bottom of our projected trading range at the moment. So the market's going to be watching very closely to see if the markets can hold that 200-day moving average. Now, when we look at the S&P 500, it was currently holding the 100-day moving average. That could certainly change on Tuesday as we are trading lower in the pre-market. So once we start breaking down below the 100-day, the market is going to be looking for the 200-day, which is currently coming up to the 660 level. And the TSX, on the other hand, is still trading above the 10-day moving average and making new highs up here. And so the Canadian investors aren't concerned about the 50, the 100, and the 200-day moving average on Tuesday. That could certainly change over time, but it's not something Canadian investors are thinking about at the moment. Now, we talked about the iShares for the TSX 60 up here at the $50 level. This is a good place to take some money off the table. The high yesterday was $50.08, and then we ended the day closing at $50.06. So the $50 level, great place to take some money off the table. Yes, energy and gold stocks could continue higher from here, but there's a lot of areas of the Canadian market that are going to go down with the U.S. market. Then looking at the Vanguard Canada ETF, it's in a similar state at the moment, and it is certainly not dealing with any of the major moving averages coming into Tuesday's trading action. Now, moving on to the world of commodity ETFs, and of course, we're going to start with crude oil and the USO. It was up over 6% yesterday. The 2X ETF in Toronto was up nearly 12%. In New York, we were up by 8.54%. There's no exact time to be selling these. If you're long these particular ETFs, you probably want to take a little bit of profit off the table every day. Looking at gasoline, it popped yesterday, and of course, that's not good for the consumer or the U.S. economy. And then looking at natural gas moved right up to the upper channel line yesterday, so we're right on the edge of a new daily buy signal. Looking at energy stocks in Toronto, they were up 1.74%. The 2X ETF was up 3.52%. In New York, energy stocks were up 2%. The 2X ETFs was up a couple of ticks north of 4%. Now, the GLD was up yesterday, heading towards $500. The gold stocks were down slightly yesterday. Now, it's important to remember that if you're trading energy stocks, if you're trading gold stocks, or any mining stock, for example, if the market rolls over and starts to go down sharply, more than likely these stocks are going to go down with the market, even if the commodity is continuing to move higher. Remember, a lot of these stocks are in major indexes, ETFs, mutual funds, and when those get sold, they're going to sell shares in these particular stocks. So, even though the commodity continued to move higher, if the market is going to go down sharply, it's going to take the stocks with them. So just be prepared for that. And if you are, if there's a situation where, say, gold continues to move higher and you get a sell signal in your stock or ETF, you have to take that sell signal and ignore what the price of gold or the price of crude oil is doing on that particular day. Now, looking at the 2X ETFs, they were down yesterday as well. And there's gold stocks in Toronto down slightly on the day, and the 2X ETF down slightly on the day. So, yeah, we made new highs yesterday. We also had a very small pullback. Next up, let's take a look at the most actively traded stocks from Monday's trading action, and we'll start off in Canada. It's going to be pretty easy here. Energy stock, new high, new high, new high, new high. So they're all looking pretty similar here. There's Baytech. Now, what's not working? Well, TELUS is still on a sell signal here, no change. Manulife, one of the stocks that'll go down with the U.S. market, making a new low for this move. Then we had a new high for Enbridge on Monday. No joy for Sun Life, still on a sell signal here. B2 Gold running into resistance at 859. We got as high as 860. So if you had an order in up there over the past couple of days, it has been filled. So congratulations, you got to lock in some profits. So far, it's been a very short trade, but a profit is a profit. Looking at the U.S. market, there's NVIDIA with a big outside reversal day yesterday. It has been down in the pre-market this morning. Last time I checked, it was down around $4. Earlier, it was down $7. So we are looking for some selling in NVIDIA. We'll have to see if we take out yesterday's low on Tuesday. Then Ondas, a nice update yesterday for Ondas. No change in trend there. Big up move for Nokia, trading like an energy stock on Monday. Then unfortunately, Ford rolled over, back on a sell signal as of Monday's close. Airlines, anything in the travel sector, not doing well with rising oil prices. So there's American Airlines already on a sell signal, gapping lower on Monday. New low for NU Holdings, but a big reversal. It closed higher on the day, closed above the previous day's high, or just on the edge of it. And that could be something, but it may not be anything on Tuesday with the market selling off in the pre-market. AES, a big reversal day yesterday, falling out of the sky. If you followed our rules, you've taken money off the table on the way up. You had 3 opportunities to do that. And so you may have a partial position left. And at this point, you're going to have to unload that partial position at the open on Tuesday morning. Netflix moving up. It's still attached to the flypaper channel, but it may be heading towards the 200-day moving average, which is also a big round number, and our next price target of $100. Okay, folks, that's all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like commodities are higher while stocks are heading lower when the market opens at 9:30 on Tuesday morning. Have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Wednesday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.